All right, let's jump right in. Today we're going to tackle a massive topic, our spiritual evolution. Now you might be wondering, why is this so important to understand right now? Well, the perspective we're exploring today suggests that knowing where we're headed as a species, it might just be the key to getting through the huge challenges we're all facing. So let's get into it. So the source material kicks things off with this really great analogy. Imagine you live in a flood zone. You've basically got a few options, right? You can stay totally ignorant, you can know about the floods but do nothing, or you can become aware of the danger and start building some defenses. Our current moment in history? It's kind of like that flood zone. And understanding our evolution, that's the defense we need to build. And that, right there, is the big question we're going to unpack. What is this metaphorical flood that's supposedly heading our way? And maybe more importantly, what are the preventative actions we can actually take? Let's find out. Okay, so before we can talk about a solution, we really have to get a handle on the problem. And that brings us to section 1, which looks at the critical crossroads where humanity finds itself right at this very moment. So a huge piece of the puzzle is that our whole idea of truth has become, well, kind of wobbly. I mean, think about it. Society used to look to authorities who put in years of research and testing, but now we often see social media influencers holding just as much, if not more, authority. When simple logic can just be brushed aside and every single opinion is treated as a competing truth, you end up with a whole lot of confusion. And you know, this isn't just some abstract philosophical debate. The source argues that this kind of deep uncertainty always leads to the same place, the breakdown of our social structures. When we can't even agree on what's real, society becomes chaotic. And in that vacuum, people get desperate for order, which is how cruel autocratic systems take hold. The source points to places like Russia and China as examples of this playing out. And the root cause, it suggests, is our collective failure, our inaction in finding a shared, higher truth to guide us. Okay, so that sounds pretty bleak, I know. But this is where the perspective makes a huge shift, away from the problem and towards a much, much bigger purpose. Let's move into section 2 and look at the incredible mission that puts all of this into context. Now, what's so wild about this slide is just the sheer scale of the idea. The Earth itself, the whole planet, is on an evolutionary journey. It has a specific mission, to become what the source calls the cosmos of love. And look at that last part, because it's the most important. This is supposed to be accomplished through us. We are the agents of this incredible transformation. We're not just passengers here. And this is how that giant cosmic idea connects right back to you and me. We all want to be happy, right? But this perspective offers something way deeper, what it calls absolute happiness. This isn't just about having a good day or getting what you want. It's a profound sense of purpose that you can only get when you consciously line up your own life and your own actions with this greater mission. It's the feeling that what you do every day actually matters on a cosmic scale. It's purpose made real. So if we're the ones who are supposed to make this whole cosmos of love happen, what makes us qualified? Well, that brings us to section 3, and the one quality that is uniquely human. A quality that's both an incredible gift and a huge challenge: freedom. This quote just cuts right to the heart of it, doesn't it? For a cosmos of love to mean anything, it can't be programmed. It can't be forced. Real love, in this ultimate sense, has to be a choice. And you can't have a real choice without freedom. It's that simple. And that's why our role is so absolutely essential. But how did we get this freedom? Well, the source describes this kind of two-step journey. We started out in a state of complete unity, directly guided by spiritual beings. But for us to develop our own real conscious freedom, we had to be separated from that. Some traditions call it a fall. The idea is that we had to leave the nest, so to speak, to learn how to fly on our own and develop our own independent will. And this leads to a pretty mind-blowing idea. According to this viewpoint, this potential for freedom is a quality unique to us humans in the entire cosmos. But it's not something that's fully formed. It's more like a tiny little spark inside of us. It's our job, it's our mission, to consciously choose to fan that spark into a flame. Now, let's pull the camera back even further and see where our current journey fits on a much, much larger map. Section 4 gives us a peek at the whole cosmic evolutionary path we're on. Okay, this timeline is wild. It basically says that our time here on Earth is just one chapter in a much bigger book of these planetary incarnations. Before us, there was a stage called Old Moon. Its mission? To develop the cosmos of wisdom. Think of that as the intricate, lawful intelligence that's woven into all of nature. That mission's done. Now it's our turn on Earth, and our mission is to build the cosmos of love on top of that foundation of wisdom. And then it projects into the future, to stages named for Jupiter, Venus, and Vulcan. In these future stages, humanity is supposed to gain conscious mastery over different parts of ourselves. First, our inner world of thoughts and feelings. Then, our life forces, like breathing. And finally, on Vulcan, we're meant to achieve total mastery over the physical body itself. It's a roadmap for our own consciousness. So, you see, this huge cosmic journey is also a deeply personal one. We start out in what's called dim awareness, where our thoughts just kind of run the show on their own. But through certain practices, the source mentions one called abiding in self, we can start to get a handle on those random thoughts. And that right there is the very first step on that long, long road to consciously mastering our entire being, from the inside out. We're literally evolving ourselves. This brings everything full circle, and it lands right back on our shoulders. We've seen the problem we're facing, we've seen the incredible mission, and we've even seen the map. So, this final section, it's just about the choice. So here's the bottom line. The argument here is that we are not just adrift in a meaningless universe. There is a grand, cosmic mission happening, and we are right at the center of it. We've been given a map, and we've been given this unique spark of freedom. That metaphorical flood we talked about at the beginning, it's coming. But we've been shown how to build the ark. So the only real question left is the one we each have to answer for ourselves. Are we going to pick up the tools and choose to consciously participate in our own evolution?